Hello, here's a video request. What do I think libraries are going to be like in the future? I think you said between like 10 and 50 years in the future. And yeah, I don't even know. He left it on one of my videos. So yeah, because in the future in the libraries, I don't think they're going to have books. Like right now, all the space in libraries is books. And I'm actually kind of surprised how long it's taking for people to make the transition into audiobooks and ebooks and stuff. You still have the Barnes and Noble with all those books, and you go in the library and all those books. And it's just because there's still a bunch of old people, like in the old world, like Bill O'Reilly, thinking that marijuana should be illegal and bigoted against strip clubs and all this kind of stuff. And those guys are like reading books, but in the future it's not going to be books. So libraries are going to transform into, libraries since the beginning have been centers of learning. And who was it who set up a lot of libraries in America? Was it Rockefeller? So the design of the centers of learning, all of that space that is now taken up by books, will be a little bit different, won't it? Libraries will be kind of like museums. They'll kind of, become really similar to museums. It'll be a kind of like interactive museum. There'll be places where you go and you look around on the wall, like my history timeline was going to be on the walls of all the libraries in the future. And you can quote me on that, boy. So you'd have different wings representing like different parts of the world, or different levels or whatever. And along the wall, my timeline would be along the wall, and then all the other different educational maps, like like all of the different bills that were passed within Congress. You'd have the list going down, and it would be all color coded on the different kinds, and then. But it would be totally objective I'm sorry. This isn't like my library, I'm saying general libraries, but, yeah, there would be, just all kinds of like educational type artwork. I think, and I've done video on this in the past, but in the future art is going to be, and it always has been, but in the future it'll be really, art will be representative of information. So they'll have words and letters and numbers, and it'll be something that when you look at, you'll be learning, getting information from it. Kind of like my timeline. I look at my timeline. It's not done yet, but when it's done yet, it'll be kind of like artwork, like beautiful to look at, captivating. So that would be cool, that if libraries maybe even could actually be kind of like mini museums, where you would actually have and they actually already are, like you have like Indian moccasins, in there or something, to bring people into the world of history, actually physical piece there. So I would try to, there would be, lots of, artifacts of history within the library. And on the walls and stuff. And there's going to be lots of conference rooms within them. Right now, libraries do have them, where people can get in there and shut themselves in and talk, and public places where people can get together and hold classes and stuff like that. They're going to be built out of transparent, though, out of glass, so that people can get their vitamin D while they're in there studying and kind of feel like you're outside. Even so, we'll be under big domes of glass, with different like levels inside, where you go up and down, and you can even see through the floors and the ceilings, and then in the technology. And this maybe could be even as close as 50 years in the future. When you look on the wall, then you can just push button to, all of a sudden the wall turns into like a movie that you can watch, like a historical movie or a documentary or something, where you can go and and learn. Because in the future, right now a lot of people learn by reading books, but in the future it's going to be by watching, documentaries, watching movies, listening to audiobooks and stuff. So people go in the library and you could sit on a chair and look on the wall and watch your documentary. And they'd have every single documentary, obviously, ever made, and history movie ever made. And you could watch it, and only you can hear it because you tune into it, like with your earphones, kind of like you do at the gym. You tune into the certain radio station to be able to hear the TV. But like if you're sitting at this angle, only you can see it. So the guy sitting over in that chair, he'd be looking at the same wall as you, but he'd be watching a different movie because the angle would be different, and he'd be looking at it. I think we could come up with that technology. And if not, you just have different rooms to do different things. But it'd be places where individual people can learn by utilizing their vast resources, but also group people getting together with the conference rooms and stuff. Yeah, and there's also going to be a debate center there, where people can debate certain kind of like little mock presidential debates where they get together and then they debate, and then you have the audience in there to then vote who won, and or about who they agree with on their various ideas, and all the different educational activities that people can do, there'll even be a section where people can. There's like a little gym section too, where there'll be some bicycle roller tables set up next to the treadmill that people can work on the computer while they're walking. Right next to the glass, kind of like where they feel like they're outside, and do all their work and be connected to that big network. And those would be all over the place. That's what they're going to be like in the future. All right, peace out.